Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 on DarkAvengerINCPlus, where today I'm talking about Superman Unchained #1. This is the new Superman title DC released on June 12th, 2013, which is written by Scott Snyder and is artwork by Jim Lee. Okay, I will be spoiling the issue, so if you don't want to know about what happens in the plot, then just fast forward for the first few minutes of this video, and probably when I show the cover again, that'll be the okay that I'm done mentioning the plot. Okay. So Superman, pretty much, it starts off with him saving these nuclear-powered satellites that are all dropping out of orbit, and he manages to stop all of them. Then he goes and confronts Lex Luthor about it, but Lex is saying that he probably didn't, but he claims he has nothing to do with the satellites, and then Lex points out that it's probably this terrorist group called Ascension. And when later in the issue, when Clark is talking to Jimmy Olsen about this and Lois Lane, they both kind of say the same thing, it was probably this cyber terrorist group called Ascension. But Clark has his doubts. He thinks that it was someone else. And then when Clark is on, and the real reason Clark is talking to Lois is because, well, since Clark's not working at the plant anymore, he's kind of doing this independent writing for on the internet and stuff, and Lois is kind of commenting about his writing, and then she points out that Clark's article mentions that Superman saved 7 satellites, but she's saying that, almost is saying that every other paper saw Superman save 8. And of course, Clark is Superman. He knows that something's up, so he heads over to the crash site of the 8th satellite that he apparently didn't get to, and even though and inspects the site to figure out who could have saved it. And while he's doing this, he's attacked by a military sub, and the sub is and the soldiers in the sub are communicating with General Sam Lane, who is in this sort of secret military bunker. We don't know where he is, and Lane pretty much says that when he hears that Superman's near the wreckage, he says not to worry about it, because the truth is he'll never find out what happened, because apparently the U.S. government has their own type of Superman, and their Superman, well, actually, he's not officially called the government Superman. He's just that's just something General Lane referred to this new alien as. And apparently the alien has been on Earth for about 75 years, and he's been working with the U.S. government. And we see the alien in his cell, and that's where the main story ends. Okay, Superman Unchained was very nice. I loved it. First of all, Jim Lee's doing the artwork. The guy's an amazing artist, so that's a point right there. But Scott Snyder writing it, I was a little worried at first because my expectations were too high, because I have been reading Scott Snyder's work on Batman, and I think that's been nothing short of incredible. So now I was a little worried that this wasn't going to live up to my expectations, but I was wrong. It did. I really like this first issue. The dialogue Clark has with Jimmy, Lois, and even Luthor, it all feels pretty natural, stuff he would say. And Scott Snyder does an amazing job kind of giving this air of mystery to the book by, including the whole government having their own private Superman that they for years. And also we have who attacked the satellites. Obviously everyone's saying that it was the cyber terrorist group called Ascension. Of course Clark doesn't believe that. However, Clark could be wrong, or everyone else could be wrong. So, I want to see what they can do with that group, Ascension, just to see how that's going to play out. As well as, I think right now the main story right now is going to focus on the government Superman. Okay, so who he is, where he came from, how exactly did he work for the government. But yeah, overall, also Superman Unchained, it does come with a poster, a 4-page length post. Well, it's technically the size of 4 comic book pages that are kind of like 2x2. But if you take the poster out, though, you kind of ruin your comic. So I think that it seemed like a good idea, but if you take the poster out, then you kind of have an incomplete comic. So I didn't take mine out. It's still in the comic. It's in the bag. It's safe. But yeah, Superman Unchained. I would say if you haven't been enjoying any of the Superman titles since the beginning of the New 52, because I know those haven't really had the best start. I mean, I enjoyed Grant Moore for like I enjoyed probably the first half of Grant Morrison's run on Action Comics, and I did recently enjoy the first arc that was supposed to be written by Andy Diggle before he quit Action, but But I'm glad this title came out, because right now I would say this is the Superman book you need to buy. I mean, if you've read Scott Snyder's work before, you don't have to take my word for it. He's a good writer. If not, well, he is an amazing writer, and I do recommend this book to all Superman fans, just because there haven't really been that many hits with the Superman title since the New 52, and I really think this one right now is a home run. So yeah, so on a 5-star rating, I give Superman Unchained 5 stars. And it's good it came out this week to help coincide with the Man of Steel release. So that was good. That was a good marketing idea on DC's part. Anyways, thank you for watching. Overall, Superman Unchained, very nice, great first issue. Can't wait to read the rest of this story. Thank you for watching my review. Thank you for subscribing to DarkAvengerINCPlus. I have other reviews on my own channel, Spider-Man 1991, saying, see you later.